Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to Cambridge Maths. Today we are going to solve a question from mechanics. The question belongs to paper 9709/41 for the session May June 24. And in the previous video we solved question number 1. Let's start solving question number 2. Question number 2 says two forces of magnitudes 20 Newton and F Newton act at a point P in the directions shown in the diagram. Question A says, given that the resultant force has no component in the y direction, calculate the value of F. So what is the information we have extracted from the question is, in y direction, there is no resultant force. That means upward force minus downward force is equal to 0. So let's start writing the solution. What is the upward force? We can see here there is 20 Newton. So if we draw a triangle like this, let it be a triangle. Okay, so what will it be? We will find, let me show the direction. It is vertical direction or y direction. Upward force is 20 sine 60 degree, 20 sine 60 degree, and downward force is actually nothing but F. That means F sine 90 degree. F sine 90 degree, because the force is acting vertically downward, straight vertically downward, so it is 90 degree, and resultant force is 0. So after subtraction it will be 0. Now 20 sine 60, we know the value of sine 60 is actually nothing but root over 3 over 2. So 20 square root over 3 over 2 minus f sine 90, we know that 1. So f1s are f equals 0. Hence our f is going to be, if we divide 20 by 10, it is going to be 10 square root over 3. That is what the answer they have told us to find out. So f is equal to 10 square root over 3. Now let's move on to the immediate next question. The next question says, given instead that f is 10, find the magnitude and direction of the resultant force. So it's a different scenario. First of all, we'll have to go back to the figure. And the difference between these two questions is, in the question number A, they have already told that there is no component in y direction. This is applicable only for A. But for B, there is no precise information whether there is resultant force 0 or not. That means they have told us to find out the resultant force. So first horizontal forces, then vertical forces. We'll find the resultant forces acting in the horizontal axis, as well as the forces acting in the vertical, I mean y direction or y axis. So let's start one after the other. Let us start writing. First we will resolve the forces horizontally. So for horizontal direction, let us see the graph. The graph is, look at this, in horizontal direction. Here this is our triangle. Okay, so it is going to be 20 cos 60 degree. 20 cos 60 degree is the positive direction or driving force. 20 cos 60 degree. 20 cos 60 degree. Then we will see subtract the negative force. So in the negative side of x-axis, actually there is no force acting over here, so it's just 0. Okay, so we will subtract 0. If we subtract 0, what will it be? 0. Well, then 20 cos 60 means actually half. 20 over 2, that is 10 Newton. So resultant force in the x direction or horizontal direction is actually horizontal resultant force is 10 Newton. Similarly, we will find the resultant force acting in the vertical direction or y direction. So let us write in y direction. In y direction, we have already seen that the vertically there was what? It was 20 sine 60 degree as we solved in the previous question. 20 20 sine 60 degree, and there was negative vertical force is nothing but Fn, and the value of F has already been given. Look at this, F is 10. Okay, so we will just apply this 10. It is 10 Newton. So vertically downward force is 10 Newton. 10 Newton. Then sine 60 means actually square root over 3 over 2 minus 10. So ultimately what are we going to get? It is 10 square root over 3 minus 10. This is the vertical resultant force. So we have got two forces. This is horizontal resultant force and this one is vertical resultant force. Then let's have a look at the question. What does the question say? Question told find the magnitude and direction of the resultant forces. There are two major parts of the solution. So first of all, we will find magnitude. Now, how to find magnitude? If we analyze the resultant forces, look at this. X direction, I mean x coordinate is positive. Look, 10 Newton. Y coordinate is also positive. Look, this is 10 square root over 3 minus 10. This one is also positive. As let me show you through a coordinate graph. Look at this. Here's 0. X and Y, both of them are positive. So which direction, which quadrant does it belong to? It is actually over here. So this is actually magnitude of the force. Magnitude of the force will be in the first quadrant, and this will be the angle direction. Okay, so let us find the magnitude. If this is our magnitude, how to find the magnitude? Let's draw a triangle. So magnitude is this nothing but hypotenuse. So forget this is actually magnitude. Okay, so how can we find this magnitude? We will apply the concept of the Pythagorean theorem. So x component is 10. This one is 10. It is 10, and y component is how much? 10 square root over 3 3 minus 10 minus 10. Well, it is, let me write more clearly, minus 10. Well, so we will find the magnitude. So magnitude is equal to square root over x squared is 10 square, 10 square plus y square is 10 square root over 3 minus 10 whole squared. Okay, so what will be the result? Let me use my calculator. After using calculator, we will get that square root over 10 square means 100 plus 10 square root over 3 minus 10 whole squared. So it shows that it is nothing but 12.4 Newton. 12.4 Newton. So 12.4 Newton is the magnitude of the force. Now the second part of the question says to find the direction. Look, we have already got the direction is over here, but how much is the measure of the size of the angle? We will have to find using the same triangle. We can write tan theta. Tan theta is equal to we know vertical component over horizontal component. Vertical component was 10 square root over 3 minus 10, and horizontal component was nothing but 10. So ultimately our theta is going to be tan inverse of if we dissolve every quantity by 10, it is square root over 3 minus 1. So ultimately our using our calculator, let me write just beside this. Hence our theta is equal to, let me use calculator, tan inverse of Square root over 3 minus 1, it's 36.1 something. Okay, 36.2. 36.2 degree. So this is what the direction is. Now how to write this? How will we write the whole answer? Magnitude. Let me write the answer. You may write like this. So magnitude is equal to magnitude. How much is the magnitude we have got? It was, let us see, this 12.4 Newton. 12.4 Newton. 12.4 Newton. And direction is, direction. Direction will be 36 point, direction is 36.2 degree. 36.2 degree above, above positive x-axis, because first quadrant, look at this here, we have already written it is in the first quadrant, so above positive x-axis, positive, positive x-axis. So this is how you can solve the question, whole of the question. Let me show you the whole answer together. So this is what the whole solution is. I think you have understood this simplest of many of the complex concept of mechanics. So thank you all for watching the video. Let's start with the next question, question number 3.